Hey everybody, how's it going? It is Matt and it is Wild Wednesday. First and foremost, I do hope each and every one of you are having a great morning, evening, dawn, day, or dusk. All that lovely stuff because life's too short as is. Please do like, share, and subscribe. I love seeing each and every one of your faces here every Monday through Friday. Even the faces that don't like seeing me, I still like seeing you. And then do also look in the description box for more information of the day, on the film of the day, such as your basic synopsis, some trivia if there's anything worth mentioning, a link for a trailer or a scene in the movie, your starring cast, your director, along with the runtime of the cut I am watching, and an MPAA rating if there is one that exists. Chances are there is not going to be an MPAA rating on stuff that I review because a lot of stuff that I review goes unrated for the most, or if I do track down copies, I go for the completely uncut releases. So I like to get the whole experience in before I can actually do a decent enough opinion for you guys. Now, anyways, let's get back onto the movie of the day now that I got all that basic stuff out of the way. This one came out back in 2010 and is none other than Necronos, Tower of Doom. Very fun movie. This is released by Troma Video, or Troma, or whatever you want to call them. The ones that created the Toxic Avenger and Sergeant Kabuki Man in PD, Poultrygeist, Class of Nukem High, so on and so on and so on and so on. They have a lot of great stuff under their label, and this is one of them. This one is as far as special features go, you get a trailers, a slideshow, and then you get the Radiation March. A little segment with James Gunn from Slither, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Super fame. You know, that guy, he is one of the legends amongst the Troma people. He started out with a great little movie called Romeo and Juliet, but there is a nice little interview on there with him that talks about how he uses social media to promote his films and everything like that. It's a fun little, like, 5-6 minute interview. You know, it's hosted by Lloyd Kaufman himself, so you get the privilege of hearing Uncle Lloyd do his work, his debauchery that he is always up to. Alright, now, that is all for as far as special features go. There is a reversible artwork on this one, but I cannot show it to you. It is covered in nudity. I love this tagline: makes Cannibal Holocaust look like Bambi. There is a very particular scene in here where they do kind of a Cannibal Holocaust homage, and they impale a woman through her lower regions up through her mouth hole. Very, very interesting scene. You can see her piercing dangling over the pole. If you've seen this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But anyways, now, as far as, like, what is this movie about exactly? Oh, wait, no, first, before we get on to that, I forgot to, name off all of our starring cast and everything like that. My bad, guys. I'm jumping the gun. Like I said, this came out back in 2010. This is a longer one. This is running at 2 hours and 7 minutes. As far as I know, there's another, release of this. I don't know if it's a, Region 2 release, but I don't know if it's, got any different runtime or not. I think Spasm or Spasmo or Spasm, whatever that label is over there in the UK, they released it. They're one of, it's probably not Spasm, but either way, it's one of those that I think it runs the same runtime as this one. So I'm not sure if there's any kind of cuts as far as that goes. Now, let's get on to the starring cast. We got Manoush in here, who is a a lovely lady. She is one that I met years and years and years ago when she was promoting the movie Barricade with Timo Rose, which is a very fun one, and I believe Timo Rose had a small little appearance in here, if memory serves me correct. But she's a very nice lady, one that I definitely recommend a lot of her stuff, like Barricade, Philosophy of a Knife, La Petite Mort is an interesting one, which I need to review that one at some point too, because that one gets doesn't get enough love sent its way. I feel like it's definitely one of those. It's a little slow starting, much like this one is not really slow starting. It's got slow parts in it. There are parts where I found myself a little bored, but it never once made me want to turn off the movie, or I never picked up my phone once and was messing around on there. So that's at least a good sign that it was at least decent. Excuse me. And then we got Timo Fuchs in here. We got Mario Zimmerschitt, Alexander Andreszka, Tanja, Karius, Saskia, Neumuller, Mike Weishaupt, Denise Schmidt, Toni, Reckert, Luna B, Patrick Bender, and then Thomas Sender is playing Necronos himself, which is this fella right here, completely covered in head to toe in black. His face, his hands are black, his teeth are black, or his teeth are white, but his gums look like they've been painted too. So he is a very very sinister lead villain of your film, this Necronos character. And then this is directed by none other than Marc Rohnstock, who, this is the only movie of his that I've seen, only one that I can really mention. I can't really say a whole lot about his career because this is it. Now, as far as what it's about, now we can get into what it's about. It's basically about this guy named Necronos who is trying to resurrect the dead to bring in the end of mankind through the help of his minions, Goran and the witch played by Manoush. Who they go? Manoush is held captive inside of the Tower of Doom, but Goran is his go-to guy, and he runs around and gets your characters. This is him right here. He gets your scantily clad women, your guys. He gets all of the action. He's the one that brings them back to the Tower of Doom. So he is an interesting character. He is a one that doesn't say a whole lot, but he lets his words speak in actions. So he is definitely one of those that he does some a lot of pantomime acting. If you understand what that is, it's acting without conveying any words. It's an interesting form of acting. Not everybody can pull it off, in my opinion. It takes a lot of charisma, body charisma, like just it's hard to explain. You have to be able to, with your body gestures, pull off something that'll make somebody want to watch it, even though you aren't saying a single word. Or if you do say words, you're not saying very much. Now, he's an interesting character. He has this little like grinder type thing that he goes and throws these body parts through, because he is a blood demon, and he drinks the blood he takes from these people. And at one point, you get to see him take somebody's blood, and it doesn't take too well with his body. And ever since that, he kind of like, he's not quite the same, one of those ordeals. But that's down the road. We'll talk about that here in a moment. But they're looking for a virgin witch, basically, and one with pure flesh is how they put it. And they're going through these women left and right, trying to figure out which one is it. And only Manoush's character is able to tell who is the right person. And at one point, they even get the main girl, the pure virgin, because yeah, they obviously find one, a pure virgin witch. Which how do you? How are you a witch if you don't know you're a witch? I don't get that. You don't do witchcraft. You don't do little spells and potions, and you're not sacrificing puppies and virgins and da 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 da. How can you be a witch when you don't even do any of those things and you do not know of it? So maybe I guess she's a long lost generation of witches that don't practice, and that they were maybe related to witches. That's the only thing I can get that would make any type of sense on that, because I did find that a little wonky and a little like half-assed in through that. Like I'm supposed to just expect that this girl is a witch, one of those kind of things. Even though she doesn't do anything witchy. If you're gonna do it good, and do something, leave something witchy. Anyways, now so they're trying to find this girl. They accidentally get her, well, not accidentally, they get her sister thinking she is the one, and I knew right away she wasn't, because she was naked. Your virgin is never naked in a movie. She is always going to be very shy and very well reserved and not show much skin at all. That is generally what happens when you have the virgin character. Now, like I said, the sister, the first thing right away, she's nude. Second thing that caught my attention, that I'm like, oh yeah, it's definitely not her, is she had a pierced nipple. I'm sorry, but a virgin isn't going to have a pierced nipple. Chances are they're not going to, just because they're already shy enough and reserved enough as is. Why would they let a stranger just grope them and put a piece of metal through their nip? I never quite understood that. Although, you never know. I mean, kids are different nowadays. You kids and your crazy piercings and your tattoos on your faces. Anyway, but so, Necronos is trying to, like I said, he's trying to resurrect the dead and bring apart the end of the world. He's also erecting these berserkers. As you can see, this is one of them right here. There's only one of them in the entire movie, and he's kind of cool but not cool looking. He's got this really large beer belly, and his mask is a little cheap looking in my opinion, but the rest of him looks kind of cool, other than that beer gut in the mask. But this berserker is, they're basically like, if you don't know what a berserker is, please do look it up. They are people that were warriors that basically killed everything in their path and did not stop until everything was dead. They were basically crazy people in a roundabout way that did horrible things, or do horrible things, whatever you want to say. All right. Now, as far as where was I going? As far as things that happen in the story, you do start off right away in the medieval times, and you get a nice little bit of a backstory between the villains and the I guess you would say the good guys. I don't know if they are. It's hard to tell when you don't really get a whole lot of backstory with certain characters. Not that this one had to really deal with characters in the back. Characters in pre-existing time of this. It doesn't need to really stick on them, so I was okay with that. I do wish our virgin, we had a little more backstory with her. They took a little bit of that backstory and took some of that time to present her sister in here like she might be the character, even though you pretty much know right away she's not at once she leaves her bedroom area, because there is this scene where she wakes up with these horrible nightmares, and she's supposed to be resting and relaxing. She's there with her husband or boyfriend, whoever he is, her significant other. And so there's a little bit of setup there making you think that it's her. I think that was a little bit of a wasted attempt on there. That was 10 minutes of it. I feel that could have been just completely cut out from the movie altogether. There's little things here and there like that that I would have cut to shave down the runtime, because let's just face it, folks, 2 hours and 7 minutes is a little long for a German splatter movie. I like my movies to run about anywhere from 70 to 100 minutes, and I like to leave it there. 80 minutes, 80 and 90 minutes are my favorite runtimes. Yep. Now, as far as any kind of ratings would go on this thing, on a 1 through 5 for a technical side, this thing's probably a 3, maybe 2.5, 3-ish. It delivers itself rather well. It doesn't get really boring at all in any places. I didn't find myself, like I said earlier, I wasn't picking up my phone and fiddling around with that to see if there's something better to do. Even though I rewatched it this morning, amidst all the election business, I still was able to pay attention to this and keep my mind distracted for a good 2 hours and 7 minutes, or at least 2 hours of it. It kept me distracted. Now, as far as like technical things go, like the camera angles are fun. There's nothing really new or different. It's a lot of stuff that is basically a camera that has been strapped down to the ground, and you got actors acting in front of it. Not a whole lot of steady cam stuff, but there is some in there. The acting it ranges up and down. Necronos and there's this one character, I can't think of his name right now, but he is one of your main guys, or at least he's kind of a main character. He's looking for his friend Eddie to help him. Him and Eddie how you're introduced to them is they are fishing, and he goes to get some beer, and Eddie gets killed, and he comes back, Eddie's gone, and he's been basically he's been abducted by Goran, and he's trying to find Eddie, and that he eventually finds Eddie, but he is also been taken prisoner by Goran as well. So it's an interesting movie. As far as any kind of like entertainment ratings would go, I would say this is probably a 3 out of 5 as well. This is like a 5 or a 6 out of 10 kind of movie. I would say it's one that you could watch with a group of people, just as long as they're open-minded about lower budget movies, especially with the acting looking a little wonky, because you are watching a German film essentially, and so some of the stuff doesn't translate too well into our lifestyle here in America or wherever it is you're at in the world. Alright, guys, I have said enough about this movie. I'm going to get the hell out of here. I got some stuff to do today. I'll see you tomorrow with, I'm not sure if I'm going to do, I got one lined up. I don't know if I'm going to do it tomorrow or save it for Friday. I kind of want to save it for Friday because it's such a good one. So definitely tune in Friday. But tomorrow I'll figure something out. Alright, guys, I love your faces as always, and I'll see ya. Peace.